everyone. Welcome to this wealthmanagement.com Fast Chat. I'm Shannon Rosic. I'm here with Connor Coughlin, Chief Commercial Officer at Apex Fintech Solutions. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Very excited to be here.
So I want to dive right in because in just the decade or so that I've actually just been involved in covering the wealth tech space, a lot has changed. And we've certainly all watched clients' needs and technology just quickly evolve, and it's forcing advisors to adapt to really remain competitive. And so as the industry looks to future-proof, the big question looms, and I love this debate, to buy or to build. How are advisors to ultimately decide what's best for their business?
Yep. I really love talking about this question with my team. And in some ways, I think it's maybe the wrong question. I think the better question is, how do you want to relate to and connect with your customers? And when we look back 10, 15, 20 years, a lot of that connectivity between an advisor and their clients came from their office space. What did you want that customer or client to feel like when they walked in? Did you give them a refreshment? Was it about a view? Was it about furniture? Was it about sports? How did you connect to the type of client that you were serving? And today, especially post-COVID, that's so much more rare. And really what it comes down to is, who are you trying to serve and what is that experience that you're trying to give them? And the way you do that today is not through bringing them in person most of the time. It's actually through, what is a digital experience that you're giving them, which obviously digital experience feeds right into who is that customer. So I'll start by saying there's a ton of amazing tools out there that I don't think any advisor should build, right? When you think about where an advisor is going to differentiate their experience, it's probably not in their CRM. It's probably not in the financial planning tool that they use, or the performance reporting tool that they use, or the rebalancer that they use, the order management system and trading tools. Like all of that stuff, there are amazing people that have dedicated their lives and committed to making great tools. And the customer probably doesn't feel those things. It's more about, what does the advisor prefer and what's going to be the best tool to give them the information they need to make the best decisions for their clients. But where the advisor is going to have a differentiated experience is that investor portal. So as you think about connecting with your customer base and who they are, you should be thinking, do I want a hyper custom experience that allows somebody to do certain things by themselves, that allows them to get certain information? Am I an education-based advisor that wants a portal that's dedicated to lots of education? Or are you somebody that is really still going to have more of an experience through the phone or in-person experiences, and you could take stuff off the shelf? And so that's where I really start to think about, if you are super passionate about the office space experience and connecting with your customer in that way, then maybe you want to think about building your own experience that's going to give a very specific flavor to who you are as an advisory firm.
And we're certainly in this environment where pressure is on fees and performance is commoditized. How can advisors be running their businesses more efficiently? And in turn, can this efficiency then grow the business without new clients coming in the door? Or does there need to be a constant flow?
Yep. Another great question our team is always talking about, because of how Apex has really situated ourselves. And just a brief history on Apex and how we got to where we are today. We really focused on the fintech first-time investor for a long time. And we enabled a ton of amazing brokerage firms that are challenging the incumbents by giving them open architecture APIs to allow self-service, to allow efficiency, that allows them to scale and service a new type of customer. And as we moved into the advisory space, we started to say, there's a ton of time wasted by advisors on stuff that does not make those advisors better. And that's things like adding a beneficiary, filling out a new form, sending yourself a wire, opening an IRA. The advisor is never going to differentiate by having the best time walking their customer through that experience, especially as you look to, where's the money in motion? The money is in motion. The new customers that are going to grow your business are the younger generations that are saying, I don't want to send you a fax. I don't want to get on the phone. I want you to add value when I speak to you. And I don't want you to just simply walk me through paperwork or help me do minutia that I've come to expect to be able to self-service in every other part of my financial life. If I'm sending somebody money via Venmo, I don't need to cut a check. I'm just doing it via Venmo. Why do I need to interact so differently with my advisor? And so as you think about how does that help the advisor grow their business, there's two pieces to it. One, the advisor can take on more clients if they're spending less time on minutia and more time actually servicing those clients. But two, they can spend more time getting prepared to talk to those clients, going back through old notes and saying, what did we talk about last time? And how are we going to make sure that this person is set up or educated in the best ways? And giving a better experience every time you talk to your customers and showing them more value is what's going to be a natural growth accelerant for that advisor.
And you made a good point around self-service models. So how can technology make it so custodial self-service models offer experienced human support when advisors need it the most?
Yep, there's two pieces to this when we think about custodial self-service. And that's that the other custodians out there want to be involved in the relationship with the end customer who is self-servicing. And for Apex, we've always been behind the scenes. We think of ourselves as pipes and plumbing. What we want to enable is a seamless experience where wherever your customer interacts with you, again, via something you build or something that you buy or partner with, they should be able to do everything in that one spot. Both the end customer and the advisor should be able to do everything right there. And so that self-service piece is about not necessarily putting that custodian front and center, but allowing that custodian to just do things it ought to be able to do that often frustrate people when they're not that simple. So that's one piece of it. The second piece is around why self-service. And it goes back to what I was saying before. It's because you can create more value. And that may just be because you're better prepared because you had more time. But it could also be because now you can introduce a whole host of other services you've always wanted to get to, but never had the time to or the tooling to that could connect those pieces. And so you're going to continue to see in a self-service world that when you're talking to your customers, it's because you as a human advisor are adding value in new ways that you couldn't before. And that's what your customers are really going to love.
And at the end of the day, it's all about that human touch, right? We're still in a relationship-based business.
100%. There is a trust and education piece that is going to drive loyalty for a long time to come.
Absolutely. And Apex just continues to be at the forefront of digital change. I'd love to see it. So Connor, thank you so much for your insights today.
Thank you so much for having me.